it goes such a long way. Like, we are not in that phase where we're changing our CPUs anymore. Like, I remember, I mean, I used to do this all the time. I used to get AMDs because it was easy to change and they were cheap. So I'm saying, okay, every 2 years I could get a new AMD in this thing.
Yeah.
Those days
my
are gone.
first PC, I probably rotated through so many things that by the time I threw out the box, there wasn't a single component in there that was original. It was, everything eventually was cycled through, and you do whatever CPUs you could do on that motherboard, and eventually you would need to replace the motherboard because you'd want to get some new socket, whatever. And I probably rotated through several generations of hardware components in there. But, we're at the point now, like, I don't even need, like, an optical disc anymore for anything, basically.
It's amazing. It's amazing how it's changed it. And to kind of go back to what we were saying when we started the show, the phone market is the PC market. Every phone now, what are they talking about? They're talking about, now it's a quad-core, 1.9 gigahertz processor.
The S4 is going to be what's it called? An octa-core? Whatever the...
Only in Europe. Only in Europe. Yeah, it's an octa-core, 1.6 gigahertz processor. And
why only in Europe? Do they not have stringent environmental rules? Is there some kind of, smog that comes out of this thing?
I don't know. That's interesting. I guess it has to do with, like, battery technology, right?
I have no idea.
Like, we care more about the battery than they do? I would like to... Oh, different LTE modems. I guess it has to do with the LTE, but... like, we're in that phase where it's like, okay, who has more horsepower? But that's going to go away, too. People are buying computers and they have no idea what kind of CPU they have in that thing. Nobody cares about that anymore. I mean, I shouldn't say nobody. The enthusiasts care.
I had a look when we were talking about this. I mean, I bought a new computer last year, and when I did, I made sure I got whatever the biggest thing was at the time, because my intention is to hold on to this thing for a while. But, if you just ask me off the top of my head, like, what's the processor in your...
You don't know. I mean, but if I had
i7, I just don't know which one it is. Like, why would I? But
I mean, I have relatives that go and my keyboard died, and we got to wrap it up. But I have relatives that go and buy computers, and they would call me like, oh, I'll never forget this. I had my uncle go and buy a computer, and he was debating if he should get the 750 megahertz computer or the 800 megahertz compact. Like, it was a big deal for him. He's like, yeah, but the 800 is faster. Nobody does that. I don't think anybody's going into a store and they're saying, well, should I get, the 2.7